Now, I initially spoke about this B. Simone situation. I posted a video on my Basic Social Politics channel. I did a live reaction to her comments to Nick Cannon. Now, people are saying that it's being, blown out of proportion. Y'all are making more of it than it is. She's entitled to her preference, which is fine, right? But y'all got to understand the hypocrisy. Y'all got to understand that she has a certain type of guy, because she also, I believe, talked about how she wanted a guy that was tall as well. Nick Cannon brought up, what about the blue collar guys? The guys that, maybe mechanics or things of that nature. She ain't had nothing to say to that, She break a million ever, and all of a sudden she wants multi-millionaires and billionaires. Those men choose the women that they want, and they have a lot to choose from. And there's going to be a lot of women who don't make the cut. Now, you may become a side chick, every now and again jump off. You're like the in-between chick that a dude gets with while he's in between, actual relationships he wants to be in. You'll be that fill-in. Then once he no longer wants to deal with you, then he'll go and get into a relationship with a woman he actually wants to be with. But I also wanted to speak on this chasing of rappers. That's why I have B. Simone and the baby here, because it's been well documented and well known that she has a thing for the baby, and she has gone out of her way to get his attention. What you see on the screen, I want y'all to understand something. What y'all see on the screen, that is what a lot of these women want. They want a relationship where they're dating one of these rappers. Okay? Where they're basically dating one of these rappers, and they are the Bonnie to his Clyde. That's what they want. They want a Queen and Slim type of relationship, but with a rapper. And the love not be a struggle, And what they got to understand is when you get into these type of relationships, they may fail. Those relationships may fail. But you have a culture of women, right, who are chasing behind these rappers. They're chasing behind these athletes. These are the type of relationships they are willing to make a fool of themselves to get. They're willing to put themselves out here like B. Simone has. She has a lot of stands, which is fine. But what they don't understand is the psychology of your modern female. They're willing to deal with struggle love if it's a guy who's out of their group, their ethnic group, or it's a guy who is a struggle rapper, a sixth string wide receiver who gets cut every training camp, but he's still fighting for that dream. Those are the only struggle loves a lot of these chicks know. Okay. And again, the purpose of a relationship, the purpose of marriage is to combine the qualities that you and the other person have and to come together as one. It's not because you just attracted to somebody and you just want to hook up with them and be with them, or you with somebody because you're dependent on them. Especially if you're a man. If you're a man who's dependent on a woman and you're selling her that dream and you're going to be the next big rapper out of your city, if you as a woman fall for that, then yeah, you were in a struggle situation because you struggled to get out of it. You stayed in it and you struggled to get out of it. But this obsession with dating rappers, this obsession with dating pro athletes, like there are females, right, who are like Instagram models. All they date is basketball players. Like you have that one chick, she's always up under a basketball player. There, that's the only criteria is that they be a 6'5", 6'6" basketball player. Okay, that's the only requirement that they have. No quality, nothing about qualities. Somebody you see yourself with long term, It's just about having fun. But that fun is going to stop eventually. And eventually you're going to have to settle down if you want to, or you may want to settle down. But it might be too late because the men that you've been passing up for so long, because you thought that because your value was high at that particular moment, that you didn't need to date those guys or to get into serious relationship with those guys, start to build, the foundations of a relationship. You waited till it was too late. Now those men are gone, especially with black dudes. Like, you got a lot of black men who end up dating women who are not black, and they were able to make something of themselves. They were able to either have really good careers or start businesses. And you would have black women who will look at those guys sideways because they chose to marry a woman who wasn't black. But you got to understand that some of those guys weren't what you wanted. And they just said, to hell with it. I'm going to date who I want to date. So B. Simone feels like, and I said in the video today, her value is high, right? I believe I said in the video. She feels like her value is high now. So she wants to make certain demands, which is fine. But you got to understand that a lot of dudes ain't checking for a 30-year-old woman, who they may or may not find that to be attractive. I've seen some dudes say some things about her. I'm not going to repeat them. But there's going to come a time when you don't have that value anymore. And what are you going to do then? Are you going to get on social media and blame men for all your problems? Like that show with Vivica Fox that she does, that panel with women who are blaming black men for everything while their relationships fail. Meanwhile, they're married. I mean, you just see the dysfunction there. You're married to a man, right? But you're still in your feelings about other relationships or why you didn't have this. It's almost like you feel like you settled and you're upset about that. You don't have to settle if you don't put yourself in a position to have to settle. Okay? If you put yourself in a position where you have to settle, that's on you. Because I'm telling you right now, ain't a lot of men chasing you 30, 40-year-old women. They not. Because there are women who are in their 40s right now who still think that they're high value. They're single mothers. They're in their 30s and 40s, and they still believe that they have high value out there because they have a nice body, big assets or whatnot, still cute. They think that their value is going to be high regardless, and you have to understand how certain things work. If a man sees you as damaged goods, I don't care how good you still look for your age, they're not going to choose you because they're going to see you as damaged goods. They're going to see you as somebody that's not worth the trouble. There's a lot of attractive women that are single. And I have heard this argument, especially from black females, that will say, you got a lot of attractive black women out here. Y'all don't want to date them. Y'all want to go overseas. Why don't y'all date? I've heard some of these males say it too. The white knight society of males. They say the same thing. There's attractive women here. Why don't you want to date them? Maybe because those women don't have the qualities. They may look the part, but they don't cook or can't. They either can't cook or don't like to cook, don't like to clean. They like to go out with their friends all the time. They don't really want to have a relationship. They just want to be with somebody so they're not alone, so they can have something to complain about with their work husband. They have something to complain about with the work husband, man. So I think more men are waking up, even men in the industry. And that's why I did the video about Tory Lanez. Because even guys who are in the industry see this for what it is. You like rappers. Why don't you say that's your preference? Instead of trying to make it seem like you want a guy who's successful, but he can't be no blue collar guy. He can't be a guy who's doing blue collar work. He can't be the type of guy who's going out here and, he's not considered socially high as far as notoriety. He's basically a nobody. These chicks don't want to date guys who are considered nobodies. He got to be somebody. He got to have some type of fame. What I don't understand is that is actually what ruins the relationship, because you're out here chasing behind dudes who have plenty of other women that they deal with. They have fame, they have notoriety, they might be on the road a lot. Why would you want to date somebody like that? It's almost like you have women that want a Jay-Z, Beyonce type relationship. They want a relationship built on fame. Why would you want that? You should get into relationships, because relationships really don't mean much anymore. People just get into it just to get into it. But you really shouldn't waste your time and energy on somebody that you really don't see yourself with long term. Why don't you just have a casual situation or a friends with benefit situation? Because that may benefit you more. That may benefit you more than what you think you would need. And I think there are a lot of instances where people just don't understand what a relationship is. They don't understand what it takes to keep one going. That's why their relationships continue to fail every single time.